Well, it is 2017 and I thought I should get on and film my intro for the Pan That palette for 2017 in case this is the first video that you've seen from me or that you've seen on this sort of topic. Essentially, all I did was I picked out a palette for the year and I'm trying to use up the entire eyeshadow palette. Amber F started this a couple years ago. I think it was 3 years ago now. And I'll link down below my 2015 and 2016 series of panning palettes. I've used up the Lorac Pro palette, the original one, the Urban Decay Deluxe Shadow Box, and then also a Maybelline quad in Chic Naturals, I believe. Chic Naturals, Designer Chocolates, I'm not sure which one is the name. But last year, when I was panning my Urban Decay Deluxe Shadow Box, I realized that some of the shadows, they were getting questionable. I wasn't entirely sure if they had expired already or if they were starting to expire, and so it made me really want to pick out my oldest palettes and use that one out first. Obviously, throughout the year, I will pull, shadows from other palettes to combine with this palette that I picked out, but I'll also pull, some singles, shadows from my duos or trios or quads. I'm pulling shadows from other places. I'm using more than just this eyeshadow palette. So, starting off, this is the main palette that I decided to pan for this year. An oldie but a goodie. This is the Urban Decay Naked palette, and let me show you what my progress looks like so far starting in January. I have used this one quite a bit. I would say for the past week I've been using it, but I wanted to get this video filmed for you guys so you could see where I'm at the starting point. So this is what my palette looks like at the beginning of this challenge. So you can see I have pan on Virgin and Naked here. I have some pretty decent dips in Sidecar and Gunmetal, and everything else in here has kind of been dabbled in. Some of them have little dips in them. The only one that I have not touched yet, I think I've swatched it like once, maybe twice, is Half Baked. I don't wear gold shadows, so I do have a couple stipulations with this palette. For Half Baked, I only want to hit pan on this, and if I do more than that, great, but I don't wear gold shadow. I don't like gold shadow on my eyes, so that's just what my plans are for this year. And then Dark Horse, when it's on my eyes, it just looks like a muddy mess, so I'm gonna shoot to just hit pan on Dark Horse, which is just this kind of chocolatey looking brown one. I only want to hit pan on Creep, but I'll probably try and use it up if I hit pan on it early enough in the year. I'll try and finish that one up. And Hustle. For some reason, this doesn't look purple at all. When I blend it onto the eyes, it just looks like a muddy brown. So there's 3 shadows in here that I just want to hit pan on. It's Half Baked, Dark Horse, and Hustle. These 3 right here. Only pan on these 3. The rest of them, I don't mind using up the entire shadow. So that is what this palette looks like, and I do have this on my eyes today. I also decided, since, there's 3 shadows in here that I'm only trying to hit pan on, that I would include a second palette this year. I decided to pull out another Urban Decay palette, and I really like this palette. I know they've discontinued it, but it's still one of my favorite palettes. This is the Urban Decay Feminine palette. This is what it looks like here. It's in kind of like a vinyl plastic zipper packaging. And this is what the Feminine palette looks like. I decided to pull this one out and include it in with the original Naked palette just because, since I'm not going to finish off that one brown shade in the original Naked palette, this one is a really beautiful brown. I really like the tones on this brown, so I'm excited to use this one in place of that other one, and I don't mind using up this entire thing. Gunmetal, there is one thing with this palette. Gunmetal is actually in both of the palettes. So I'm actually just going to use the one in my original Naked palette since I have a lot more of a dip going in this one. And I'll just leave this one as it is. So I'm probably not going to have any progress on this shade by, you know, even at the end of the year. I only have 5 shadows in this palette that I'm working on. I have a decent, you know, some decent dips in everything in here. Obviously Skimp up here at the top. I think that one's included in the, is it the Naked Basics 2? I believe. Skimp is included in that one, so I have a lot of pan in this. This should be gone fairly quickly. Bordello has some micro glitter inside of it, but I think it's a really pretty kind of pinky mauve color. Hijack is a really soft kind of lilac purple. And then this one down here, oh, this was AC/DC. I'm sorry, that was AC/DC. Hijack is down at the bottom. It's like this teal sort of shade. So I'm excited to include this in because I feel like it'll give a little bit more of a colored option with the, I feel like it would just give a little bit more colored options with the Naked palette. I thought they went together pretty nice actually. So this is what I'm panning for 2017. I did want to mention the Naked palette. This one has 16.92 grams of product in it, and then the Feminine palette, this one, when I'm excluding this one, there is 4.25 grams of product. So altogether I have 21.17 grams of shadow that I'm going to be trying to work through. So this is what I'm panning for 2017. Definitely let me know if you're doing this challenge too, what palette or palettes you picked out for this year. I'd love to come over and follow you, whether you're on YouTube, you have videos that you're putting out, or if you're just on Instagram or something, or if you're just doing it on your own. Let me know. I'd love to follow you. That is it. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will definitely be back at the end of January, first part of February for a check-in on these 2 palettes, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.